It wasn't a case of why to run for office for me, it was more of a case of when to run for office. So over the last couple of years, there's been several issues that have come up and things that have happened that have led me toward deciding it was time to run for office. I've been on the Hill, as we call it, for 18 years. I've worked my way through the Department of the Interior, through the executive offices, through some of the programs that I helped direct in the beginning. I was there when the Constitution was signed. I have worked with Congress, being one of the seats in the public that address them, worked with the healthcare. I see things that I want to see change for our people. And so the question was when, not so much why. And so I answer both of them now by running for Congress. It's time. I've focused on my work experience. My education is 2 years of college. I've spent over 40 years in the industry of operations, management, commercial sales, worked as a full charge bookkeeper. I've been down from the nitty-gritty to the very top, working my way up through each one. I've spent 13 years in healthcare, spent a total of 8 years with the federal government, and that included 5 years with the Interior. I've worked for the executive offices. I was the first communications officer for the nation, and feel that my experience is not just in the private sector. I bring that with me through all the businesses and family-owned businesses I worked with, but also for my government experience. Like I said, working for the Interior and especially working for the nation itself. I'd like to talk about some of the issues that are on my mind. And first one would be fiscal responsibility. And I know that's a broad issue for a lot of people, but what I see with our government is they don't do a lot of investigation, and they don't do a lot of digging deep into these economic adventures that they keep taking on. I was there when we had what we call the coup on Kahika, that where a company was taking over one of our programs. I have watched all of these LLCs multiply and multiply with no communication coming out of them. I set up the first report to the people where we showed how much money went into each program and how the development of the programs came through with the first nation's government in the 2006 to 2010. And not since then has there been a report out to the people in that level. Our LLCs on one side are in trouble. And I think we're going to see a lot of damage that has come out of those just by poor oversight. There are a couple of LLCs that are, of course, doing well. They're the newer ones, the younger ones. You can also drag economic development into this fiscal responsibility. So it's not just a responsibility from the oversight, which to me is Congress, but from the oversight of the people that we are putting into place to manage these. Healthcare is one of them. Healthcare is what you want to do to help take care of your people, but at the same time you have to have responsibility to keep control of your funds and keep them manageable, and we've done that. In the first 2 years as the clinic director, we came in the black both years. It was difficult. It was difficult to grow and develop, but it's possible, and I've done it before with other family-owned businesses that I worked for, so that's a huge platform for me. The other platform would be communication. And like I said, bringing those reports out, bringing those numbers out, letting people actually see what's going on, and having the people in place to see that everything is run above board and according to law, and we haven't really had that a lot. I'd like to see the healthcare progress. There's so much opportunity there. A successful business is one that comes $1 in the black. So we've taken the money and invested it back into healthcare, every dollar that we've made, and we've managed to expand a lot of healthcare services, and there's a lot more on the horizon for that. Once Dr. Shaw and Jim Norris left Congress, we've got a hole there, people that have not worked in the healthcare industry before, so I'd like to help fill that for them. The other platform that I have, of course, is the villages, and this is part of my heart. I have tried for 20 years to help the villages grow. These are our last 3 remaining indigenous villages. we all have the same problems. We're all different sizes. There, from Gray Horse that only has about 8 homes to 25 homes in Hominy, and we have 60 homes in Pawhuska. But they all have the same basic problems, and that's and it's sad. It's sad that they're at the level they are with the drugs and the abandoned homes and the squatters, and giving them some economic stability to function in the future is really important to me. I've had people that just tell me, it doesn't matter. It's just the villages. We're there 4 days a year, but those are our villages, and we need to take care of them and preserve them, not just for the cultural aspect, but from respect of ourselves as Osage people and respect for our nation.